Hi, today I'm here to show you about our cotton candy machine. One important thing to note is that we do have several different models, so some of them may have a handle, some of them may be different in color, but they all relatively function the same. Firstly, what you're going to get is you're going to get sugar. Again, sugar could come in different shapes, boxes, and sizes, but most commonly we rent pink and blue sugar. Next thing you'll get is your cones. You get 50 cones in there, and I'm going to show you that later. There is an option of getting bags. If you're doing larger events, I'd recommend to get a bags instead of cones. And then lastly is the netting that will go in the cotton candy tub, which I'll show you next. First thing you're going to do when you receive your cotton candy machine is assemble the netting onto the tub. So you're going to do that by removing these clips and placing these clips evenly spaced around the tub. And it's important, again, these clips are going to come in different ways. There's stainless steel ones, there's plastic ones. I actually prefer the plastic ones, and the reason is it gives you a groove to attach the netting to. And these are the newest style clips. They do change over time, but that's where the netting is going to physically attach to. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your netting, and you want to work in one direction. So I'm going to, clip that netting on here, and I'm going to work myself around. And what this does is this allows the cotton candy to actually adhere to the netting so that it doesn't go flying around everywhere. So it's a very important part in the process, and ideally, even if you had the metal style clips, you do not want this netting to be exactly against the wall. It's normal for this netting to actually have some spacing between the wall of the cotton candy tub and the clip. So if you can see this, I don't know if you can see this in the video, but there's a space here. That's normal. So if you had the metal clips, they wouldn't have these hangers. You would just clip it here, but you'd want that spacing here. You don't want to push it flat to the wall. So let's go on, and I'm going to show you how to put the tub on the machine and make some cotton candy. Next step is to remove the bag that is protecting the head of the motor from anything getting inside. And you'll notice that there's these two nuts and screws here to the left and right. And it's important that they're tightened because when we're transporting, we don't want this head to bounce up and down. Easiest way is to pull up on the nut and to just, with your thumb, just spin it all the way down. And then you're going to do the same thing for this side. Spin it all the way. And now what you'll notice is that this head can bounce. Okay, so we're close to being ready to make cotton candy. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the tub and we're going to place the tub on the front of the, on top of the machine. And now I'm going to show you how to put the cotton candy in. You pour the sugar in the opening here on the top of the machine. Okay, it's important that you do this while the machine is turned off. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to fill it up so that it's about right at that level there. If you go too high, the sugar is going to spin out of the machine. Once you've done that, the only other thing that could happen is these leather tabs is what deflects the air that allows the cotton candy when it's melted to come out and make that floss. So it's a good idea to just give these a little twist to the right with your hand, and you can do the same thing with the other one. Sometimes you have to wet your fingers or a little napkin to do that. And now let's make some cotton candy. There's three things we're going to talk about in preparing to make the cotton candy. The first thing is that this is your main switch. Once you turn that switch on, the motor is going to start to spin. This switch here is what you're going to turn on next, which is your heat switch. Once you turn that switch on, the machine is going to produce heat that's going to melt that sugar and ultimately make your cotton candy. Once you've turned both of these switches on, you're going to take this heat knob and you want to turn it all the way to the high position. It's very important that you do not force the knob past the high position, as the knob will break. Once you smell cotton candy, and I do mean that second that you smell cotton candy and you see the cotton candy starting to come out, it is very important to turn this knob down to somewhere between the 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock position. The higher you have this knob, the faster it'll make cotton candy. The lower you have this knob, the slower it'll make cotton candy. What you don't want to do is burn the cotton candy. So if you leave it at 3 o'clock or forget it in the high position, you will burn the cotton candy. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to turn these on, and we're going to hear some noise and make some cotton candy. Open the cotton candy sticks, and it's very important that they may be packaged in multiples. So you want to make sure you separate them. As you can see, I got 3 out of that. Some may be packaged in 4s or 5s. Then you're going to take the stick and we're going to go ahead and get some cotton candy. Okay, as you can see, the cotton candy's starting to come out, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that knob down to right around 12 o'clock. You want a good amount of cotton candy to be there. And on these smaller machines, what you're going to do is you're going to stick this in here, and then you want to twirl it up here in the air. I know in the carnivals you often see them going around the tubs, but with these machines it's actually a little better if you kind of let it grab the stick and you make it in the air there, and there you go. There's your cotton candy. It's that simple. You can go ahead and turn the heat switch off, and you're going to want that to cool down for about 30 seconds before you turn off the main switch. Enjoy your cotton candy, and thank you for choosing PartyTime Rentals.